Hi guys, we have to connect the dots today, just like Steve Jobs said, we have to connect dots to go forward in life. That's going to bring us closer and closer to our goals and what we would really want to have in this life. So yesterday we did discuss we could possibly making a lower high, which we have made yesterday, and then we had a quick upside and a quick downside as well. That confirmed us that we're still in a price structure which is going to be in a downtrend, and that is just going to be a lower high, lower low. So we have to break above at least $41,500 to feel any kind of bullish momentum to be coming in the market. There's a lot of talks about capitulation. There's a lot of talks about history data that this is happening, that is happening. So that's what we're going to aim into in today's video. If we look into the key data that we are seeing right now on the screen, is that we are still in a very good uptrend, first of all. Second of all, we are getting closer and closer to the levels that we had discussed, that now we are literally banging our head on that place where we wanted. That's where the weekly uptrend line goes about, which created this beautiful price structure for us. So if we look closely into it, we are getting very, very close to it. We have even bounced from it. That's where we're bouncing from right now. So we have come to the levels of $37,800, nearly roughly there. And we even break below there to almost $37,700, $600 on different exchanges. So that's something we really have to watch out for. That's the reason I do this line. We're still in a lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and probably another higher low situation. We do come back to the levels of 37,000, then we are also building some kind of a head and shoulders, which we don't want to do because that's the neckline. That could actually bring us down, and probably that could bring us down all the way to $30,000, which will also bring us closer to our previous downtrend, which was last year in May, June, just before that big pump we had that we almost down to $28,000. So that is something we have to be very, very cautious about. We don't want to have something like that repeating in the markets right now, though the situations right now look pretty similar, that we could have something like that. Why? Because we have Fed meeting coming up probably in the next 15 to 16 days, which is going to be very decisive for us as well. So we just have to be very, very cautious about that. So we have a lot of information today. Let's aim into that information and see whether we're going to remain bullish or things could actually become very, very bearish for us. In 4 hours, we had a clear bullish divergence playing out right now. So that is something to watch out for. That started late last night, according to my time, UTC +5. So we didn't have massive divergence. I drew this on the chart. So if you were following my charts, you could have easily tracked this movement, and now we are having that good upside coming. We are probably going to get some kind of resistance. We are already facing that around $39,500. We would ideally want to come and trade above these regions. Ideal place for me will be $41,500 because that's where the price structure kind of looks a lot more healthier and bullish compared to the range we are bound right now. We are bound in this range, which is just around $40,000 to $37,000, $38,000, just this $3,000-$4,000 that we've been in trading for the past 2-3 days now. That is something we're gonna break free above. Overall, if you even see DXY has gone almost to the levels of 103, which is very, very interesting. Then we even see USDT right now is trading about at 4.66. Again, something that is at very, very high levels right now. We would ideally want this to come down. Next up, I want to aim directly into the news today. The first news we have is 10 European gas buyers open Gazprom bank accounts for rubles. 4 European gas buyers already paid for supplies in rubles. So that's something that is happening already. Russia is getting what they want. They are also banning gas to 2 countries, which is going to be Poland and Austria. So that is because they aren't having some kind of agreements with them. Then next up, we have some kind of relief bounce coming all over all the markets, especially in China. China stocks turn higher on hopes for fresh stimulus. Shanghai Composite last up 2.5%. That is a big number when it comes to stock markets. I know in crypto markets, it's just a very tiny kind of a pull upside, but that's how it is. Stock markets have a lot more money, and obviously it's a country stock market and one of the leading economies in the world. Next up, we have Will Clemente's chart. Bitcoin is entering volatility squeeze on the daily chart for just the 6th time in the last 2 years. So in the last 2 years, we've had some movement here. We've had the volatility squeeze here as well, then here, and now we're beginning to make some kind of a similar pattern right now. So we can expect if this volatility squeeze just comes about and then we could have that bounce, there is a very, very high chance. We are following a very good pattern right now that we've seen here in the history as well. We had 2 good downsides, then we had a massive downside, and then we had a pump upwards. Then similar pattern is repeating here as well. So if this does play out right now, that would be a very, very interesting sign for all the markets right now. Next up, we have Standard Chartered, one of the biggest banks out there, is going to be making a purchase of plot land in the Sandbox Metaverse, something bullish to watch out for the Sandbox people and Sandbox generally itself, because everybody knows Sandbox is one of the best metaverses right now around the world. Next up, we're going to look into 335 million has been liquidated for the cryptocurrency markets in the past 24 hours. Massive number, massive number out there, because this crypto is volatile asset and leverage trading is a high risk reward form of trading. So you just got to be very careful out there. I kept saying that we could have a lower low, lower high situations, and people would think now it's time to get bullish and they're going to get liquid. That's what the exchanges usually love to do, and we are seeing that repeatedly for the last 2-3 days. Next up, Ledger Wallet, one of the foremost wallets out there, has added support for Cardano smart contracts. So people with Cardano will be very bullish on this. This is something good news for them, because security is always very needed in markets like that. We've already had massive exploits, massive hacking going on blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies for the last 3 months, 4 months. We've had MEXC, Infinity, GMT, many other coins, many other exploits, many other hacking. So safety is very important for us right now. Last up, we're going to look into dollar hits fresh 2-year high as investors seek safety. It's getting crazy out there. That's the reason Fed is really pumping out the bond market right now, because that's the alternative of all this. So we can clearly see the massive upside to be coming in that, and that numbers are already speaking about it, that there is massive upside already there. So that is something we have to be very watchful about. Next up, let's get into our bubbles. Bubbles on the daily time frames are pretty mixed right now. Only thing I'm going to be seeing right now is TON is about 14.9% up. Even if I want to jump into 1 hour, similar situations in 1 hour, everything looks very green, but overall if you look at it, there's not much gains. There's hardly 1.3% on CBX. APE is about also 1.3%, Kava 1%, Ludo about 1% as well. So KNC about nearly about 2%. That's about it. Nothing else that we can say. It's even trading in the regions of 1 to 2% right now. Most of them are like 0.3%, 0.2%, 0.5% on Solana. Not much action going on. Altcoins have been pretty dead, and that's something that newbies right now in the market have to really understand. That's the reason we always say try to have stack of Bitcoin or Ethereum in your portfolio, because that's going to be very handy for you. Next up, we did suggest you guys Kazin Finance. Kazin Finance right now is trading about almost in the regions of 0.106156. It's down about 21% from the all-time high it did. It pumped really hard in the first candle yesterday, especially on the 4-hour time frames. So now it's just been consolidating. Looks alright still. Started at really bottom there. Now it has already had a good upside. Has already come into the regions of about 10 cents. Now we had also suggest you guys Illumium Crown, and Illumia is right now trading about plus 283%. Still having that good upside. Did have a massive wake up there. Went all the way to 20 cents. Now it's just been trading in these regions. Now also looks very bullish right now. Good volume is coming in right now. Even the order books are looking very decent right now for that. So we can expect some more action to be coming in Lumia. This suggests you guys that I hope you guys into these coins, because like I say, this is the only place you can make some massive gains and enjoy this big upsides that everybody wants to have. So startups, we're going to be having a lot of startup coming up again. Startup is something that never stops. So we're going to have Takataki. Takataki is a global social network where anyone can earn social crypto tokens simply by participating. Something again utility based, definitely has to ape into that. About 22 hours to go in that, place an order about 20 USDT. I think you can easily do that. Reached almost its target, so looks alright, very good. Shiba Inu is restoring integrated to meme coin by building the safest DEX and launchpad space. So another utility based token. If you want to ape into this, you should only needs about 150,000 USDT. Can raise above that easily. We're in pre-heat right now, about 19 hours to go to be in startup. We have then Realm. So Realm is a mobile first play to earn social media driven metaverse that allows gamers and players. So this is going to be a social media metaverse and play to earn. Has everything inside in it, about 150,000 there as well. 22 hours to go, so something that you really got to be watching out for. And I think it's going to be very soon available in newly listed as well. So if you want to see newly listed, what is the action going on for us, we are seeing right now Step app that we suggested you guys FITFI. If you want to get into that, it's going about at 1519% right now. That's the reason I love newly listed coins. They have massive upsides. Overall, if you want to see other coins as well, it's been pretty sideways. We can see winners is about 10% right now. Overall, everything else is below 0.1%. 1%. So looks okay. We just got to be very watchful out there, and hopefully the market is gonna be flipping because a lot of coins are gonna be following BTC's movement as well. BTC is pretty sideways and down out right now, so you have to be very cautious about that. And do keep that in your consideration. You just can't have everything having that big upside without BTC just being having any big upside either. So you want to have a good correlation in the markets where BTC, the daddy of all markets, has a good upside, and then Ethereum, the mother of all altcoins, have a good upside, and then all these degen coins and altcoins follow that. So if you do want to get into gate.io, all you have to do is click in the link given in the description below. Join gate.io, use my referral code. You're gonna earn some airdrops and free rewards as well. So do get into that because we're gonna be seeing some big upsides in the next startup coins and new listed ones as well. Next up, let's get into our big data. Big data is always very important for us. We're back into extreme fear levels as we dumped to about 37,700. Now we are at 21 levels. Yesterday we were all the way at 27. So from 27 to 21, market is definitely feeling that heat and getting that fear. Long and short ratio in global data right now, 55% is about long positions in 24 hours, and in 1 hour we have 55 to 44% in 1 hour as well. So market is just been in very long positions, especially then if you want to see right now in popular coin codes as well. Market sentiment neutral on ETH and BTC, though the funding rate on BTC right now is pretty negative, so we have to be very watchful and cautious about that. Ethereum looks pretty good. It's still at 0.0100%. That's the ideal position for the market to be at, so that is something very good for us. If we get into USDT's chart, we can clearly see that USDT has been having that big upside that we had discussed. We would want it ideally to straight in the smaller regions, but unfortunately isn't doing that. Market is just remaining to be bullish. Obviously, have been discussed this several times. The correlation between USDT and the market is when USDT goes up, the markets come down. When the market goes up, USDT comes down. So we are in a position right now where the USDT looks like to have some kind of bounce coming in. So we can probably expect some kind of pullback to be coming further into the markets later in the day. BTC dominance looks okay. Accumulation keeps going on. Ethereum's accumulation keeps going on. It's trading below the 20% region, still okay. Others has been drastically coming down. We would ideally want it to be around 16.40%, but we are unfortunately not even close to that right now. So if we get into ETH, we can clearly see that we had a similar pattern going on here as well. But I carefully looked at the divergence as well. The divergence was certainly there as well on Ethereum and BTC. Both are following a similar price channels right now. Even if you want to see in higher time frames, we are building some kind of a rising or wedge, and we can clearly see that on total. We seem to be in some kind of a rising channel just like this that we can see on the total crypto market cap. So that is something that we really got to be watching out for, because we can see the same pattern repeating on Ethereum. We can see the same pattern repeating on BTC and some other coins as well that are following BTC's and Ethereum's price structure. So May usually tends to be very bearish. It's a very bearish month overall for the markets, but we never know. April was supposed to be a very bullish month, but it ended up being a very bearish month. It changes historical data, so we can expect maybe things to change in this market very quickly. Maybe let's hope that May is going to bring some kind of big upsides for us. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you liked today's video. If you do, smash the like button, share your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be back in here tomorrow. See you guys.